Bir. Bir. No one can hear us.
What is beer?
It is one.
Ah, true. I remember. You wanted to name the restaurant
Yeah.
beer or something. Okay, now I remember. Okay. So, Elkhan, how are you?
I'm fine. Doing well. What about you?
I'm well too. Like, I have a flight to catch in the morning, so
Yeah. I remember.
getting tired thinking about it. Yeah. So, maybe you can give a small introduction to the listeners. You like music, you're from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, can be. From Azerbaijan, I am. My name is Elkhan. I I live in Poland, work here. Also, at the same time, as a kind of amateur, I'm interested in music. I can play a bit guitar, just
Not
a
a
bit
bit.
piano. Yeah, I am also singing.
Yeah,
That's me.
you sing very well in French.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Although I don't know French.
Is it the same with all musicians? Do you think people who can, let's say, rap in English with UK accent, can they speak in the same accent?
If we talk about English, I think it's easier for the musicians to
Mm-hmm.
sing something in English. But yet, I've seen like quite a lot musicians that you can feel the accent and everything that it doesn't feel right. But I mean, if we talk globally, like okay, I'm from Azerbaijan and I can sing something Spanish or from French, it depends on person, I guess.
Can put a bit more closer, like you can pull it towards you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
like
it's
that.
fine. Yeah.
Yes.
So, what were we saying?
What I was saying.
Yeah, singing in a language. So, for example, when you sing in French, are you very aware of the pronunciation of the words?
I'm aware about the pronunciation and I knew already the translation of these words. Yeah, it's about okay, maybe you don't speak that language, but yeah, yet you can sing.
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, like 50% of maybe singers they can do it.
Okay. So, you're from Azerbaijan. What do you have to say about your country?
Oh, it's very lovely country, and yeah, as a like what I can say, I don't know. You can ask me some questions like because I can talk till night about Azerbaijan and yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let me start with I know a lot of people from my state, Kerala,
Mhm.
go to Baku, and it started, I think, in the last 5 years. A lot of people visit Azerbaijan. I think, from my understanding, it's because it has a European touch. So it's as close as
Yeah.
Europe they can be or experience. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think yeah, it has a that touch that it looks like some you are in Europe or somewhere, and also I think our food also affects that much in that case because if you really look at the ranking, Azerbaijan is like in top 10 for
Oh,
cuisine. Yeah, it's at 8 or something like that. So we have very good cuisine as well, and it's all the time better to taste that cuisine over there, in the
yeah,
country,
yeah.
the origin country. And about the travel, I think it's kind of it can be expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but it still depends on the nation. For example, if English people like comes there, yeah, it won't be expensive for them. Or but for example, people come from Georgia, yeah, it's quite expensive for them to travel in Azerbaijan because I've been personally like in Georgia like 5 times or so.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to Azerbaijan, they have they also have very delicious cuisine, but it's kind of in general it's cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah, and also about the hotels and everything that guide tours and blah blah. All of them, I think it's a bit high. Yeah, people
Okay.
consider like Baku like the second Dubai. Yeah,
And from Dubai, a lot of people come to Baku.
yeah.
Like
Also,
my
yeah,
friends who are working in Dubai, their first destination to visit will be Baku or Georgia.
yeah.
Like they go to these places, and I
But
think it's also easily accessible. There are flights. frequent.
Yeah, it is easily accessible, but there are one disadvantage right now, which is, you know, that Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, they're Caucasus countries.
I wanted to come to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and for example, I've heard from a lot of people like they wanted to travel. For example, they went to Georgia and Armenia, but they didn't go to Azerbaijan. It's because of the issues on the border which we are having, and yeah, because there is no any, you know, posts that you can pass from Azerbaijan to Armenia right now. So
Okay.
for tourists, it's a bit hard. You can only use through Georgia in that case just to go Azerbaijan, or either way, like to Armenia.
Okay. So one of the motivation for me to do the podcast is to have this conversation because I am in Poland or a European country and I get to meet a lot of people from other nations. So for people who are listening, they could get so many new information. For example, I knew there is a conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia, but I don't know the details. So maybe for people who don't know, you can briefly, very briefly explain from where it begins and what is the stance of both governments now.
Okay, okay, yeah, definitely. It's like it happened like in Soviet Union, during Soviet Union. Before the collapse of Soviet Union, we didn't have kind of that much issues with Armenians, and they didn't have issues with us as well. But because of the policy of Soviet Union, and when it even before, I think it started before collapsing, they kind of made these two countries to be enemies to each other. And how they did it, by the time when the Soviet Union finished, they took all that guns and tanks and everything from Azerbaijan. But in exchange, they helped Armenia to, let's say, occupy these areas. It started from 1990 till 1994, when we had a ceasefire in 1994 between Armenia and Azerbaijan. But even during that ceasefire, during that 30 years period till now, we were having a lot of, I don't know, some disagreements, and sometimes some people were dying, like soldiers were dying in the border, or even some civil people were dying sometimes because of the fires. Either we were firing or they were firing. All the time, two countries were blaming each other, like, oh, they started it. But
Like all the
yeah,
conflicts.
yeah, exactly. And so Russia kind of helped Armenia to invade these areas in order to maintain its how to tell that word, uh, its power in both countries,
Okay.
and they achieved it for sure, and they are still achieving it. Azerbaijan and Armenia, they are still right now. It's a bit dependent on Russia because it's, come on, it's a big impact. It's big country, and we were living together way before. And so what happened later on? Long story short, during that 30 years, we tried to solve the issue on the table, but we weren't able to. And even there was a group from, one of them were from France, one of them from US and Russia. It was a, you know, the middlemen, they were trying to solve that issue, but they didn't achieve as well anything. All the time they were just coming and going, nothing. So after the in Armenia, the geopolitics changed. Pashinyan came to the throne, let's say, and he's much more democratic. And Russia didn't like that democracy in Armenia because they wanted to be more European-sided.
Okay.
They still want to be like that, which is okay, which is perfectly okay. And Russia didn't like it, and they kind of didn't help them anymore during for that conflict.
Okay.
They said that okay, it's Azerbaijan, it's Armenia, you can solve it
It's your
yourselves.
problem
Yeah, it's
now.
your
Like
problem.
we fucked it up, but it's your
Yeah,
problem now.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So in 2020, the war started between Azerbaijan and Armenia. 44 days it went by, and yeah, in the end uh, we gained back our all of the lands because like 20% of our lands were occupied by that time. But yeah, right now we are having them all of them back.
Okay, and the conflict is still going on.
Conflict is still going, but they are discussing peace agreement
Oh,
between two
okay.
countries. Yeah.
And who is mediating? Which
Right
country?
now, no one is
No one
mediating,
is
which is very
mediating.
good. Yeah.
Okay, I
Also,
think
we
so.
had the Russian ceasefires inside the Azerbaijan when this conflict started, like 4 years ago or so. They already also escaped from Azerbaijan. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a good
Okay.
sign. Yeah,
I
because before they were trying to be a middleman to negotiate. Also, Turkey also helped a bit. Yeah, but now only Azerbaijan and Armenia they are discussing this issue, and I hope they will come to the conclusion as soon as possible because it affects to everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of civilians are affected. I mean, of course, during the war, yes,
during the war,
but
yeah,
now,
from my hometown also, like they bombed like the civilian areas, even the people I know from my hometown because it's in Karabakh region, and
mm-hmm.
yeah, some people died. Even I know. Yeah, a lot of people died. A
Yeah,
lot of people
it's
died.
it's
But during the war, like from Azerbaijan side, 3,000 soldiers, and from Armenia also 4, 5,000 soldiers died in the last war.
yeah. Let's hope for peace everywhere, not
Yeah,
only there, everywhere. But it's interesting for me. Why I wanted to talk about it is, I believe a lot of people doesn't know about that. They talk about war, which are mainstream.
yeah,
It's and people tend to forget there is something like that
yeah.
going on, or there was.
Mhm.
Anyway, coming back to the food, I tried Azerbaijani food when you cooked for me,
Yeah.
and everything like starting from the breakfast to the lula kebab.
Lula kebab, yeah.
Lula kebab, everything I liked. I'm a big fan of Arabic cuisine, and I can see a mix or at least influence
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Arabic cuisine
It's
in.
very basic, I think, Middle Eastern cuisine. Yeah, we have also some local foods. Imagine you cannot find it like only in my hometown or in somewhere you can just eat it because it's not that well known.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in Azerbaijan, I think in general, the Azerbaijan cuisine is kind of underrated for now in the like in the world, in the
Yeah,
full
I
world.
think
Yeah,
so too, because I never tried kebab. It's similar, what you made, but I remember one of our friend once made this dish with mutton and apricot.
uh-huh.
I
Ah,
don't remember.
it was a plov, shah plov.
Plov.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah, exactly. So it was very interesting for me because it's a bit sweet,
yeah.
and so I never tried something like that in any cuisine
Yeah,
before.
yeah. We are using such a stuff. Even we are using a lot pomegranate in some special foods or some special foods.
And yes, talking about pomegranate, when you were doing the grill the first time, I was thinking why someone would
Why there is a
add
pomegranate?
pomegranate
Yeah.
in the kebab when you roll into a kebab. Why would someone add? But it's kind of scientific for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can still eat it like without pomegranate as well, but when you are mixing it inside the tortilla, imagine we call it yuha in Azerbaijan. Inside the tortilla, onion and that pomegranates and add lula kebab. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I think for me what was interesting because it didn't change any taste of the meat whatsoever, but it gave a bit of wetness
Yeah,
to the kebab. So it's very interesting. Like someone would think to add pomegranate into the cuisine.
and also maybe I made that kebab very dry. That's why, because it's kind of impossible to make the same food from Azerbaijan here.
I of
Everything is
course.
different. The meat is different. The taste of meat is different. And even we cannot find the like needed tools to make them. I wanted to
Yes.
find that some shish that I can roll that kebab on it, but I couldn't find.
Same for South Indian food too. I think for North Indian food, there's lots of restaurants,
Mhm.
but for South Indian food to prepare something to cook something, it's very hard to find here.
And you are from South.
Yes, I am
Yeah.
from South India, a little state called Kerala,
Yeah.
and not boasting about my own state, but very cool place. People should visit. And I tell this to all of my friends, all the people I meet, because from European perspective, when they think about India or they plan to visit India, which are the two cities comes to your mind?
Hmm.
It's Mumbai
Yeah.
or Delhi. And they go there, and it's cool cities. One is capital of India, so Yes, one has Taj Mahal.
But they have
Yes.
to also visit Kerala.
Yes. Not only Kerala but South India, and it's very different experience from. So um, I never met someone who visited, but I have watched a traveler's YouTube video who went to North India, and the next year it's a couple, they went to South India, and it's very polarizing. Like, especially Kerala is one of the most literate state in India, and yeah, standard of living is good.
Yeah.
And especially one thing about Kerala, I realized after coming to Europe, you can compare, right? You obviously compare Azerbaijan and
Yeah.
Poland because you live in Poland. I do too. And always, Poland is a European country, economically well off. So always Poland comes on top, unless when we talk about health system.
Mhm.
And for me, it was very surprising. Kerala has amazing health system,
Yeah.
lots of hospitals and lots of doctors, lots of nurses. It's very high tech. Even from so many Middle East countries,
Mhm.
people come to Kerala for treatment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. English medicine, and also section of people come for Ayurvedic medicine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, very similar for Azerbaijan, like if you compare Azerbaijan and Poland. I don't want to, complain about the health, like insurance and everything in Poland, but it takes time. Here, it takes time. Whatever you want to do with your life, about your health, you have to, I don't know, make an appointment for next 1 month or something, and you're like, come on, but I am sick. You have to take into consideration it right now, not like after 1 month. Maybe I will die by that time. Yeah, there is an option all the time. Polish people are telling that, yeah, you can go to a private one, and yes, they will serve you easier.
And
Yeah,
it's
Jamie.
very
Yeah.
expensive. No, Jamie would disagree because it's a nationalistic
Yeah.
person. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's something about Kerala. And I think in every episode I talk a bit about Kerala because that's the
yeah,
whole idea, right?
I know.
And it's a beautiful place too. Lots of
I have
nature.
to visit. I
Yeah,
want
you
to
have to
visit
come.
India a lot, but yeah, I didn't have that opportunity yet. But yeah, I want to.
Yeah, you should come when I'm there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which part of Azerbaijan are you from?
From Karabakh region,
Ah, okay, okay.
town is called Barda.
Mm,
It's
okay,
very small town.
okay. Reading about Armenia, I read an article which was very interesting for me. Is Iran is one of the biggest ally of Armenia,
Yeah, ally
and
and supporter.
why is that?
Uh, so there is also another topic about Iran and Azerbaijan. So before Soviet Union, there was a Tsar, regime in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
On 1813 and 1828,
Mm-hmm.
the Persian government and Tsar government, Russia, they made a pact between them. Before, by that time, Azerbaijan was very big, and they made a pact between them. They just separated Azerbaijan to two parts. The northern part went under the Russia
Mm-hmm.
Tsar, and the southern part to Persia, Iran.
Okay.
So right now in Iran, 35 million Azerbaijanis are living, more than 35 million. The half of the population of Iran is Azerbaijani Turks. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's Azerbaijani Turks, and even they are talking the same language that I'm talking in Azerbaijani. Yeah, there can be some, accent stuff like
Yeah, of
a little bit
course.
different, but yeah, even I have some relatives from there. They're coming and visiting us kind of every year in Azerbaijan. So Iran kind of doesn't want Azerbaijan to get any stronger.
Mm-hmm.
That they think that Azerbaijan government will start telling that okay, these lands are also ours. So in case something will happen to Iran, Azerbaijan will attack or something. I think they are afraid of that, and that is why they don't want us to get any stronger. That's why the reason is they are supporting Armenia.
Okay. Okay, I understand, but I never knew that. And what do you think about Iran in general? Like about, especially talking about the current war, and Iran became, I think, not became, but for the first time in their history,
Yeah,
they
attack.
openly attacked Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very sad, actually. But I don't support any of these countries in that topic, like neither Israel nor Iran, because for me it's something wrong. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't support any of them. If we talk from the ally side, yeah, Israel is allied with Azerbaijan as well.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that's also the another reason that Iran is supporting Armenia
Mm.
heavily. But yeah, we have very strong communications with Israel even during that war, last war. They also supported us, not like supported, we bought some drones from them as well. Yeah,
Okay.
which was very big part of that war to finish. Yeah, and what I was telling,
About
it
drones,
happens to me a lot of
I
times.
will add something today. I saw a
Yeah.
video. Switzerland is training eagles to take out drones.
Oh,
Yeah,
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Yeah,
Wow, that's good. Switzerland
it's
is one of the countries that they have bunkers for all his population. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
did you know about that?
yeah, yeah. About
Like they have
bunkers,
7 or 8 million population, and they can put all of them in case to that bunkers. That's very good. I mean, not all the countries. I
yeah,
don't know any other countries
have
that
that. It's
having that.
true.
Yeah.
But same time, they try their best not to be involved in
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah. They want to try to stay neutral all the time, which is good. I mean, if all the countries would stay neutral, there wouldn't be any issue
Yeah.
all over the
But
world.
if all the countries stay neutral, there will be no war, which is very needed in for some countries, let's say, for their economy.
Not for some countries, for some dictators or for some people who are sitting on the chair, who is having a power. It's maybe it's something needed for them.
I
People
think
would never want. Not any particular person would want to go for a war to other country. Like, what's the point?
I
I'm
know.
living here. If you don't like your country, then leave it.
Leave the
Go to
country.
another country and find your place.
Yeah, I think for us it's easy to say and think like that, and that's how it should be
Hmm.
in a good, just world.
In a perfect
But
world,
in a
yeah.
perfect world, exactly. But sadly, it's not the case.
Sadly, it's not.
And there
Yeah,
is billions of dollars pumping into, I don't know, US economy, French economy,
yeah,
whatever it is, like they gain from it too.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So
They are gaining from that selling of guns and everything, drones. They are gaining a lot, a lot. And coming back to the question about Iran, Israel, I mean, I think Iran is like Israel is also like kind of religious country,
mhm.
as we know. But Iran, I think, as a government, like it's more radical. And still today, I just saw on the news that because there was a protest in Iran, you know, do you remember? Like, it
Year
was
ago
during a
too.
year, like yeah,
Ah,
this
yeah,
year.
okay, because of
Scarves,
the
yeah,
scarf.
scarves,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, yes, yes.
and a lot of like ladies have been killed
Yeah.
even during that time. And what happened? One guy, he's a musician. He released one song which was mentioning that girl's name in his song and kind of supporting. And they arrested that guy as well. And now he will be not crucified. What's the word?
Prosecuted.
Prosecuted. Yeah, they will like
Ah, they will
not
execute
hang. They will
him.
hang him. Yeah, they
Ah,
will hang him
oh my God.
just because in his music he mentioned that lady's name. Like, come on, what kind of like what is this?
Dictatorship at its
It's
best,
very
autocracy at
yeah,
its best.
yeah. And what they are telling, they are just telling that oh, we are governing the country with religion. It's how it's supposed to be. But people needs freedom.
Yeah.
If some particular person is a religious, they will be religious. There's no issue with that. But to rule the whole country, which you are having like 70 million population, I mean, it's quite I mean crazy, I would say. But I think there will be an end of for that kind of government as well, for that dictatorship. I hope there will be, and I expect that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look at the history, like
It
until now,
they built that dictatorship in 1979. The
mm-hmm.
revolution happened in Iran, They
Okay.
changed the whole format of the country. Before, people were much more free.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have seen
it
old
was the
photos. It's
Shah's
better than
yeah,
Europe
period.
or wherever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, even the way they dress, their culture, their cinema. I saw one Iranian movie, Persian movie. I don't remember the name. It was about a serial killer who kills prostitutes.
Oh, in Iran.
Yeah, it's in Iran. Spider.
And there are a lot
Spider.
of
Can you check the Iranian movie Spider? Because it needs a shout out. People should watch it.
yeah. The thing is that there are a lot of prostitution over there. Why? Because the government is not letting people to be free. And if you are it's kind of human psychology or child psychology. If you are under that kind of pressure, you are much more willing to, investigate. Oh, what's that? It's not only about prostitution. It's also consuming the alcohol. They are not letting that, but people are doing it.
Yeah.
Like secretly. They are having secret parties because they need that. Come on, you cannot keep people like that forever for their
The
life.
Holy Spider.
The Holy Spider.
2022. I think it got some awards for best foreign movie. So it's about a journalist who goes to, because police couldn't catch the killer, and the killer was extremely religious person who went cuckoo over his head. He thought killing
Bananas.
bananas. He thought killing prostitutes will make him go to heaven.
Oh God.
So a journalist went on a journey to investigate the case and find the killer, and she pretends to be a prostitute. And yeah, one day she come across, so he would come in his motorbike, he will get them, he will take her multiple girls to his place, and he would kill them, like hit on the head or strangle them. And because of her, he was caught, and when he was executed, hanged, the worst thing is in that film, at the end they show like how his people, like from where he comes from, his small town, he was celebrating it. He was known as a hero who did this. His wife was saying like she's happy because he did this to his community. I don't know how much religion or anything that is dogmatic can fuck up someone's mind like that. Even his kid is saying when he grow up he wants to be like his dad.
Oh, great joke. Such an embarrassment. I mean, why even someone should kill other person for what they're doing? That's I don't understand that part as well. Like, we are in 24th century. Like, we have done quite a lot till now.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot from our history, and we are still not learning from our lessons. The humankind, I think they are not learning.
No, I think history repeats itself on many occasions.
It's normal to have some sadists, maniacs, or rapers sometimes, but still, I still don't get it. I think that person was just kind of killer. It doesn't matter. He just wanted to kill someone, and he found a way. Okay, let's kill prostitute, and I will gain some points in heaven. But fuck, you won't.
Rewards. Yeah.
You wish.
Talking about religion, the previous time when we talked, you told me about an old religion in Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I know it's not restricted to Azerbaijan, so you can talk about it, and then I will add on to it because it was super interesting for me. Like I read through it, and so can give us a glimpse.
Okay, sure. Right now, Azerbaijan is we are very tolerant about the religion. We have Muslim community quite a lot. It's like I think I don't know 60% or 70%, and we have also Christians, other religions, even some Buddhists. Like we have even Zoroastrians, which I will mention. And so about that old religion, which is called Zoroastrianism, it was way before Muslim invasion.
Sözler, tutulmayan sözler, yine aynı saflar. Bundan sonra